Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the Democratic reaction to Governor Brown's proposed state budget and his State of the State address. My guest this segment is Curren Price, a member of the state Senate from Southern California, Culver City. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
So the governor called his budget solid and enduring. He said it is balanced for the first time in who knows how long, but fragilely so. What are your thoughts on the governor's proposed budget?
Well, I think it certainly is a strong indication that the economy is on the rebound. The fact that we are in the black is certainly encouraging. We know there's still some unfunded liabilities hanging out there. But I think there's a framework now for moving forward, living within our means, and hopefully being able to restore some of the cuts that we made in the past.
Well, let's talk about living within our means, because a lot of Republicans don't think Democrats are capable of doing that, and they're concerned that they may not be able to keep the lid on spending, especially when you only have a 1% reserve for economic uncertainties or rainy day fund, and with upcoming court cases perhaps, federal government issues, you don't know. So can the Democrats keep the lid on spending?
Well, I think we can. I think we certainly are mindful of the painful cuts that we've made in the past, and I don't think there's going to be a rush to refund everything. Obviously, we're going to be looking very closely, very carefully. The real objective is to grow the economy, is to improve the revenue, improve finances, improve the collection of taxes, include the amount of taxes, and so a strong economy guarantees that.
One major provision in the governor's proposed budget and in his State of the State address was a new formula for educating our students in K through 12, and that those districts, primarily urban districts that are in poverty and that are teaching more English learners, for example, should get more money. What do you think of that? Well,
I'm very, very excited about that prospect. Certainly it impacts the students and families in the district that I represent. The idea of changing the formula so that more monies go to the schools in need is really something that's long overdue. Frequently the complaint is that all schools are being treated fairly, but the reality is some schools have greater needs than others, and so they deserve more resources. And so I think this is a very progressive, enlightened way to allocate funds, and then hopefully we can distribute the funding in a way that really gets the impact to where it's needed.
Already, though, there's been plenty of pushback from representatives in both the Senate and the Assembly who represent suburban districts, and this proposal was tried before by Governor Brown and it failed.
Well, I think there's a renewed interest to provide some real meaningful change. We know that the educational outcomes are so very important, and the success of our systems in the past has not been the best. And so we need to look at some additional ways of providing revenues, again, to those schools that can make changes to assist those with the greatest need. So I'm confident that it will find some good support.
We only have a minute left. I wanted to ask you about one issue that I know you've talked about a great deal, and that's the Affordable Care Act, which will be implemented in 2014 next year. California is moving forward very quickly to implement it. Are you at all concerned about confusion in the marketplace, for example, getting the word out to those who don't have insurance right now to make sure they can get it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I spoke before the board a couple weeks ago, expressing my concerns about the importance of getting the word out on what the plan, how it's going to cover citizens, who's eligible, what the requirements are. Education is going to be a great part, I think, for the next several months, educating and informing residents what's coming down the pike, what they're entitled to, and what they need to do to receive those benefits. All right.
Well, Senator Price, thank you very much for coming by and talking about these important issues. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government on Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. Thanks for watching.